When a son confesses that his siblings have cut him off, and a father is accused of forgetting his own daughter, something inside America's most famous plural family has shattered. Behind the smiles and the staged TLC scenes lies a painful truth: a father's silence, a son's confession, and a daughter caught in between. Tonight, we trace how one family's fame turned into fracture, and how a single father's need for control may have pushed everyone away. But by the end of this story, you'll realize that Paedon's viral live and Kody's cold heart are part of the same heartbreaking pattern. Part 1. For over a decade, America watched the Brown family, Kody, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robin, build, love, and break under the weight of plural marriage. But among their 18 children, one stood out for his outspoken honesty: Paedon Brown, the tall, witty son of Christine and Kody. His charm came with controversy. Fans loved his candidness, but his unfiltered words soon became the spark that reignited buried family tensions. And this time, his TikTok Live wasn't just another rant. It was a confession that shook Sister Wives Nation. Paedon: Leon doesn't talk to me. Dayton doesn't either. They've cut me off, and I respect that. In a moment that felt raw and unrehearsed, Paedon laid bare the heartbreak of being distanced by his siblings. He didn't lash out. He didn't beg. He accepted it, publicly. But then came the sentence that no one expected: I crave attention. I just hope nobody wants it more than I do. Whispered echo of the word attention. Was it honesty or a cry for help? The internet couldn't decide. Within hours, Reddit exploded. Fans drew a haunting comparison between Paedon's dramatic self-awareness and his father Kody's infamous need for control and spotlight. Was Paedon unknowingly turning into the man he's publicly criticized? Or was this the desperate echo of a son trying to escape his father's shadow? Those close to the Browns describe a pattern. The louder one speaks, the lonelier they become. Leon, now living authentically as themselves, has chosen distance over drama. Dayton, Robin's eldest, has retreated into quiet support for his mother's side of the family. For them, silence was strength. For Paedon, silence felt like rejection. Christine's fans flooded his TikTok with hearts, telling him to stay strong. But behind the confidence, Paedon seemed to wrestle with one truth: his words have power, and sometimes they hurt. And that power would soon come back to haunt him. What began as sympathy soon shifted. Viewers noticed contradictions in Paedon's statements: his jokes about family, his public shade toward Robin, his defensive tone. Fans began asking, was this vulnerability or manipulation? He's just like Kody, craving control through chaos, one Redditor wrote. The once beloved son was now the villain in a story he never meant to tell. And as views climbed, so did the criticism. But then came the twist that nobody expected. Privately, sources close to the Browns revealed that Paedon's confession wasn't spontaneous. It was sparked by a conversation with Christine days before the live. A conversation that left him questioning his place, not just in the show, but in his own family's history. After the viral storm, Paedon stepped back. His TikTok grew quieter. his tone softened. The man who once joked freely now spoke cautiously, aware that every word carried weight. Meanwhile, fans reflected too. Was Paedon truly his father's son, or simply a young man raised in the chaos of fame, trying to find peace in a family that never learned how to talk privately? In the end, maybe his confession wasn't about attention at all. Maybe it was about being heard. And in that sense, he succeeded, because today, millions are still listening. But the real question remains, will his siblings ever listen again? If this story moved you, hit that like button and tell us, do you think Paedon is repeating his father's patterns or breaking free from them? Part 2. Once upon a time, Truly Brown was the light of her mother Christine's eyes, and one of the few things that brought Kody joy amid the chaos of plural marriage. But as years passed, the laughter faded. The father-daughter bond that once seemed unbreakable began to dissolve in front of millions of viewers. Christine. It's hard for Truly to understand why her dad doesn't come around much anymore. When Christine left Kody in 2021, fans hoped for healing. Instead, they watched Kody's distance from Truly become symbolic of something far deeper, a man losing his family one connection at a time. And it all came crashing down when Reddit started asking the question, does Kody even care anymore? On Reddit, the backlash was brutal. Thousands of fans dissected every frame, every word, every gesture. He never even mentions Truly, one fan wrote. Another added, he only shows up when the cameras do. The internet wasn't just angry, they were heartbroken. Because in their eyes, Truly represented every child who felt invisible in the shadow of parental drama. But what fans didn't know was that someone close to Kody was about to break their silence and reveal why things may be worse than anyone imagined. In a surprising twist, Kody's own brother made comments hinting at a deep family dysfunction, remarks that fans interpreted as coded criticism of Kody's behavior. He's become more isolated, more defensive, less like the Kody we knew. Insiders say this wasn't just about fame, it was about power. As his marriages crumbled, Kody's identity as the patriarch unraveled. His temper grew shorter, his empathy thinner. And in that emotional fallout, Truly became collateral damage, a reminder of the love he lost and the innocence he couldn't protect. But there's one question fans keep asking. Did Kody distance himself from Truly, or from the guilt she represents? Some Reddit users have a darker theory. Kody isn't neglecting his daughter by accident. He's doing it for the show. They believe Kody has doubled down on being the villain dad, a man who thrives on controversy because chaos keeps the cameras rolling. To many fans, that theory feels disturbingly true. The man who once fought for love now seems to fight for screen time. And that raises the question, where does the real Kody end and the TV character begin? Through it all, Truly stayed quiet. No interviews, no social media rants, just a young girl trying to rebuild her world in peace. But viewers noticed something profound. Truly didn't need to say a word. Her silence became her statement. Reddit comment. She seems happier without him. Christine protected her daughter's peace while fans became her virtual defenders. Hashtags like #justice for Truly and #Kody the absent dad began trending. And that's when the backlash reached Kody himself. Kody, people think I don't love my kids. That's just not true. But I can't be in every place at once. For fans, it wasn't enough. His words felt hollow, scripted. Another performance for the TLC cameras. In trying to control the narrative, Kody had lost something priceless: his daughter's trust and the audience's respect. Today, Truly lives quietly with Christine in Utah, a world away from the family drama that made her childhood headline news. And while fans still debate Kody's motives, one truth remains: you can't edit real emotion. In the end, this wasn't just about a father losing touch. It was about a man choosing pride over peace, fame over family. And the saddest part? Truly may never know the version of Kody Brown that once called her his little miracle. If you believe children deserve better than camera drama, tap that like button. Comment below. Do you think Kody can still make things right with Truly? Or has the reality show turned him into someone beyond redemption? Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. When Sister Wives premiered in 2010, Kody Brown introduced America to his dream: 1 man, 4 wives, and a house full of love. Kody. Love should be multiplied, not divided. But 13 years later, that dream lies in ruins. 3 wives have left, the family splintered, and the children, once united under faith and tradition, now stand divided by silence. And at the center of that silence, Paedon's confession and Kody's neglect. In early 2025, Paedon Brown, Christine and Kody's only son together, went live on TikTok, speaking candidly about his siblings cutting contact. And then came the line that would spark nationwide debate. Paedon, I crave attention. I just hope no one wants it more than I do. That one sentence opened a floodgate. Was this confession a moment of self-awareness, or proof that he was spiraling into the same emotional patterns as his father? But what fans didn't realize was that his words would soon mirror something even darker: the way Kody treated Truly. After Christine split from Kody in 2021, she took Truly with her to Utah. Fans hoped for healing, but what they saw instead was distance. Episode after episode, Kody's excuses grew weaker, his visits shorter, his presence almost invisible. Kody. Christine's poisoned the well. I can't just show up when she's made me out to be the bad guy. To fans, this wasn't a father under attack. It was a father abandoning his child. Reddit. He doesn't even try for Truly. He's too busy protecting his ego. And just as viewers began turning on Kody, a shocking voice emerged from his own family. In a rare moment, one of Kody's brothers made comments that seemed to confirm fans' fears. Behind closed doors, insiders say Kody's relationships, even outside his marriages, have deteriorated. His brother's quiet criticism struck deep, suggesting Kody's behavior is part of a long, repeating pattern. Father and son, different generations, same hunger for attention, same inability to listen. Could it be that Paedon isn't rebelling against Kody, but becoming him? It all begins to connect. Paedon's confession wasn't random. It was the echo of the same emotional neglect that shaped him. Kody's distance from Truly, his refusal to mend ties, his obsession with image over intimacy. Paedon grew up watching that pattern. And somewhere along the way, he inherited it. Christine, now both mother and mediator, carries the emotional weight for them all, trying to protect Truly from the same loneliness that haunts her brother. And as fans mourn the family's collapse, one haunting question remains: does fame heal or destroy? Today, Paedon remains outspoken but cautious. Truly lives quietly in Utah with Christine. Leon and Dayton stay private, away from the headlines. And Kody Brown? Still filming, still defending, still misunderstood. Maybe that's true. Or maybe, as some fans believe, he stopped trying altogether. In the end, this story isn't just about a father's neglect or a son's cry for attention. It's about how emotional patterns pass through generations unnoticed, until they explode. The Brown family may never return to what they were, but in the echoes of confession and silence, we find a warning for all families who trade truth for television. Before the TikTok confessions, before the distance, there were years when the Brown family truly believed in forever. In Flagstaff's quiet suburbs, laughter echoed through 4 separate homes that somehow felt like one. Paedon was the joker of the bunch. Kody, the proud father of 18. Those were the golden years, before cameras stopped capturing smiles and started recording silence. Online, viewers turned the family's drama into a living conversation. Reddit threads hit thousands of comments overnight. He only visits when TLC calls. At Desert Mommuff 3, Paedon's honesty hurts because it feels real. At Sister Wife Watcher, Truly's silence says more than any interview. At Utah Heartland, across Facebook groups and YouTube comment sections, women shared their own stories of distant fathers and divided families. For many, this wasn't just reality TV, it was reflection. While Kody defended his pride, Christine quietly rebuilt her life. In Utah, surrounded by mountain air and genuine laughter, she created a home built on calm instead of conflict. Her interviews grew softer, wiser. She spoke of forgiveness, not revenge, of boundaries, not bitterness. I want my kids to know love doesn't have to hurt. For viewers, Christine became more than a former wife. She became the symbol of starting over. Family therapists call it generational mirroring, when children unconsciously repeat the emotional habits of their parents. In Kody's case, control replaced communication. In Paedon's, confession replaced connection. Both men crave attention because attention feels like safety. But awareness is the first step to healing, and that's the part fans hope for most. Months later, Paedon appeared quieter online. Truly smiled more often. Christine kept moving forward. But the Brown legacy continues to unfold. Next, we explore how Janelle's quiet strength reshaped the entire dynamic, and why Robin's silence might be the loudest message of all. If this story touched your heart, click like and comment your thoughts below. Should Kody try to rebuild his bond with Truly? Or has that bridge already burned? Subscribe now to Brown Family Files for more emotional deep dives, exclusive updates, and behind-the-scenes truths from Sister Wives. because every story has two sides, and both deserve to be heard.